Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching from. This is Don-Electro-Tech. We are responsible to teaching you some of mathematical related problems as relates to physics, chemistry, and mathematics. So I'm here to guide you on certain things. This morning we'll be talking more on density. Before we start, I would advise you come along with your pen and paper, calculator, and other things that will help you, that will aid this understanding of this class. Also, I'm begging you to subscribe to this channel, like and comment. Also, drop your questions in the comment section. Thank you very much. Now, let's look at this problem. A block of wood of density 0.6 gram per centimeter cube, weighing 3.06 Newton in air, floats freely in liquid of density 0.9 grams centimeter cube per centimeter cube. Calculate the volume of the portion in mass, taking G equals to 10 meter per second square. These are the options. The options that are basically given. These are the options. The solution to this problem. You can see that the density of the wood is given in the equation, which is the density of the wood, and the weight of the wood in air. The weight of the wood in air is also given when it has not been immersed into the water. So into the liquid is also given. The density also is also given. This is the weight of the wool in air when it has not been immersed into the liquid. Is this. The density of the liquid is also given. This is the density of the liquid. Density of the liquid is given. Then therefore the mass of the wood in air is this. You will ask, how did we get 0.306 kilogram when it was not given in the question? Yeah, this is very simple. This is very simple. Recall that you know that weight is equals to mass times acceleration due to gravity. Therefore, W is equals to mg. So we are trying to consider the weight, the mass of the wood. Since the mass now, if you look at the wood, the density is given. The density of the wood is given. The weight of the wood in air is also given. But what we are trying to get is to get the mass of the wood, which will help us in solving the problem. So to get the mass now, you relate W is equals to mg, which is G is also given in the question. Therefore, W is this in Newton. Mass is not given, G is given. So from this relationship, you can solve for the mass of the wood. Therefore, mass of the wood is given as this is the weight, is given as this, equal to the mass is not given multiplied by the acceleration due to gravity, which is 10. So at the end of the day, after doing some mathematical calculations, we'll have that mo is equals to 0.306 kilogram. That is how we got this. So from that relationship, you now have understood how we got this in. Now continuing in that regards, we also recall that whenever you see the word kilo stands for 1000. So that's anywhere you see K, kilogram, kilo this, kilo that. So kilo is a specialist. Kilo is basically 1000. It's just 1000. So now the volume of wood in air. Remember that in density problem, density is always given as mass all over volume. So therefore, if I need to find volume, which is rho, is equals to mass over V, m over V. So if I cross multiply this, I'm having something like this. M is equals to rho V. So since I'm looking for volume, I will need to make the volume the subject of the formula, whereby dividing both sides by rho. So all you have now is M over rho is equals to V, because now therefore V is equals to mass all over density. So that is how you are according to this standard of having the volume of the wood in air is equals to mass all over density. Therefore, we are now assuming that the volume, VW is standing as the volume of the wood. So the volume of the wood. Now this is for VW is the volume of the wood. And since this is already, you have seen in this equation that since density is mass all over volume, therefore rho is equals to mass all over volume, which is kilogram per meter cube. Now let's consider this place again. VW is equals to mass in air, mass of the wood in air, all over the density of the wood in air. This is the density of the wood in air. This is the density of the wood in air, and this is the mass in air. So when you have to do that, as you are doing that, you have to consider that as a point of doing some mathematical conversions, where we have V W is equals to mass all over density. The mass in air all over density in air of the wood. Now you convert, we are trying to convert this. If you watch that, the answer, the density is in gram, while this one is in kilogram. So you need to convert this to gram also. By converting to gram, I have told you before that kilo is 1,000. So therefore we are having k. To replace this k here, you just have to put 1,000 here to convert it. That is why we have 0.030 times 10 raised to the power of times 1,000 gram. So if you see something like that, you will be asking, how did we get 10 raised to the power of 3? We are converting this kilogram to gram. That is why we have this 10 raised to the power of 3 here. So after, at the end of the day, we have v equals to this. So this divided by this divided by this is going to give us 510 centimeter cube. It is the volume of the wood in air. Now, volume of the wood in the liquid is same thing as mass all over density. The same thing we did at the other side, because the mass of the wood is always constant. The mass is not changing, because the mass is the quantity of matter in a body, cannot change. So you also use that same mass to divide this and get a value, which is this. This value you have gotten here. Now the volume of the wood immersed. When you immerse the wood in the liquid, what is the volume? You now subtract the volume when it is in air and the volume when it is in liquid, giving you this answer as 170 centimeter cube. That is how to solve this problem. If you have any question as it relates to this problem, you can drop your comment here, or sorry, you can drop your question in the comment section. My brother, please, my sister, please, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit your notification button for more videos. This is Don-Electro-Tech. We are responsible to bring into you some mathematical related problem. Physics, chemistry, and mathematics is our hobby. Thank you for watching us, and we are going to see you next time.